So alright, welcome again everybody. And in this one, we're going to be looking at how we can update variables, or should I say rows, in a database. So we're going to go over here and create a new view, and this view is going to help us add money to the user, I guess. So here we can create a new view, def, and we just say add underscore money. And here we can pass in the request. And inside this function, we're not going to be handling any post data because we don't want to go to overkill. So for now, we're just going to return. So after the request, we also want to be passing in an ID and also want to be passing in an amount. So the amount we want to increase the person's balance by, and an ID also. So we'll go over to the urls.py and we're going to register that view. So we're going to do that here. I'll just do add slash, and over here we just do add underscore money. So I think that should be good. So before we continue, remember we are looking for an ID and an amount. So we'll go over here, and after the slash, we're going to put greater than and less than signs, and just do int colon and say ID. And over here again, we put a slash and we'll do float colon and we just do amount. I think that should be good. For naming convention sake, you should have the same name in here as the name in the route. As you can see, ID and here amount. So with all that done, here we can just return a JSON response. I don't know what we're going to be returning yet, but we'll just return a JSON response for now. So first of all, we're going to look for the particular user we want to update. Then we're going to update it. So we can say user equal to user account the object dot get, and this is the other way I wanted to show you how to get a user from the database. So you can use dot get and make sure what you pass in here is the primary key. So in our case here, the ID variable is the primary key, and we're going to set that ID equals to ID. So it's going to check the database for whoever's primary key is equal to the ID we pass in here. So for now, we're going to let me just copy this JSON response here, copy and paste it down here. So now hopefully if I run this, okay, I think I have a problem. Oh yeah, I'm really sorry, you're not supposed to use floats in here, so I can just do an int and that should work nicely. I'm going to rerun this and go over here to slash add, and after the slash add, I'm going to pass in an ID, that's ID of 1, and an amount. So I can pass in like a 200, but we're not going to be doing anything with the amounts. We just want to get back the user and know that our .get is working. So I can just submit this, oh sorry, slash add, and just put enter there. And I think this worked really nicely. You can see the name, dev, the pin, and the balance. So getting that user actually worked. But this is not going to be working when we are updating it, and I'll tell you the reason for that. So the dot filter, it returns an array. Okay, I'm going to just print that out just so that you see, and I'm going to just empty this here, empty this dictionary. So if I run this now, you should see query set, and this is actually an array containing one row in the database. Essentially what I was just trying to tell you is that it returns an array and not a particular row. So that's actually the way Django made it, and this is the way we're going to be using to update. So here I can do user dot update, and here I'm going to be updating everything in that array. In our case, there's only one ID because they can be two because it's a primary key. So I'm going to be updating everything in that list. In our case, it's just one because it's supposed to be one. And yeah, that's just basically it. So I can say balance equals to amount, and know that you can actually update anything in this user object, I think, except the ID if I'm not wrong on that. But you can update anything in this user object just by this. If you want to update more than one, you just put a comma and put something like name, or sorry, username, and we update the username like that. So I think that should be it. Over here, I'm going to go back and paste this in because yeah, we want to also get the user balance. And as you can see, it's still giving us an error. And as I said before, this is a list. The user here is a list. So we have to say user equals to user dot first, so that gets the first thing in the row, and hopefully that will work now. So if I run this again, okay, we have a problem. Say no attribute fi. I don't know what that is. Okay, yeah, I think the server stopped in the middle or something, so I'm going to just close that, restart the server. Hopefully this should work. As you can see, we have the balance to be 200 because that's what we put in there. So we can change this number to like an 800 or something. As you can see, the balance updates to 800. So with all that said, I think that should be all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.